Welcome everyone to the Zoom call today. This is King Sound Mind, as you know, and I welcome everyone to the fourth Kinging Team webinar. Today is actually an amazing day for us to gather and share knowledge and ideas about the one project that just got launched that everyone is talking about, the Metaforce project. And I would say that it's actually a blessing to be on a platform like this because we see it as a way to help a lot of people having the understanding and the knowledge of what is going on currently in the world today. So we don't take it lightly because we want to be a helping hand to people beyond our borders.
King, we can't hear anything.
You can hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Oh, thank you. All right, so
Okay, I can hear you fine. Thank you.
You can hear me
Yes.
now?
I can now. Yes, thank you.
All right. All right. So anyway, just in case you can't hear me, please call for my attention so I can retrieve my statement and make it correctly, okay? All right. So I was saying that this is a time whereby a lot of things are happening in the world, and people are looking for where to stay, where to belong in terms of financings, in terms of making legit income online. And most of them have always been on the wrong things, on the wrong projects. And that's the reason why we are here to use this platform to help a lot of people. Okay, we're here to use the platform to help a lot of people so that they can see that it is not yet the end of the world. There's still a better life out there where they can be able to make legit income online, irrespective of the project that they have been in the past that has not really resulted to anything meaningful to them. Metaforce, ladies and gentlemen, is here to stay. On our last Zoom, we actually took a look on the Metaforce roadmap, and I did share my screen with us that very day, and I showed us a lot of things that is ongoing in the Metaforce roadmap, showing us that the Metaforce is a project for many years. And those who take their time to be a part of it the right way always get the results at the end of the day. Is, like I said, it's not just about you joining the platform, okay? It's not just about you joining the platform. It's about you doing it the right way. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
All right. I just had to switch my device so that I can talk to us more. Okay, so without wasting much time, today I really want us to look at some questions that we have in our hearts that we've gone through the platform. We've gone through a lot of information on the website or the marketing material, and we are not yet sure or certain about some things. So I'm just going to run through some important things about the Metaforce platform, and then I will give the opportunity for some of us to ask questions So I'll just share my screen right away, not for long, but just a very short time, so that we can get to see some important things about the Metaphors project that will enable us to know why we are into what we are into, okay, and the security behind it. So let me just share my screen. Okay. All right, you can see my screen, right? Can you see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
Now, now the main thing I want everybody to have in their understanding is that Metaphors is a global crypto ecosystem that people come together to assist themselves, okay, for their financial well-being, using the tools of the platform for instant distribution. And what makes this possible is just one thing: smart contracts. Because for many years, there have been a lot of platforms, networking platforms, in generally termed centralized platforms. And right now, it's a new dawn for networking world, for the ability for us to host a networking platform on the blockchain, which was not possible just some years ago. And now it's possible using smart contract technology. So a lot of us might not really be acquainted to the word smart contract, and that's the reason why the smart contract definition is actually given to us here on the Metaphors website for us to see it here. Okay, you can see that the smart contract is self-executing algorithm. It is a computer program, a code that was uploaded to the blockchain, and it guarantees the transparency, security, and executing logic or transfers within the blockchain. This is why it's possible to host a networking platform on the blockchain using smart contracts. Mind you, smart contracts works for any firm, any industry. All right, it's not just about finances. You can have a smart contract for educational purposes, for medical purposes, for political purposes. But right now, we are seeing the most improved smart contracts in the globe on finances. And Metaphors is privileged to have you and I on their platform. So it's actually, for me, I would say it's actually privileged, because many years from now, people are going to be aware of the Metaphors project, and they're going to be aware of not just Metaphors, but crypto networking, which is where the world is going to, ladies and gentlemen. They are going to the world of crypto networking. And let me just show you, just like last week, I spoke to us about the Metaphors roadmap. You can see that on my screen here. So this is the ultimate, ladies and gentlemen. It gives us the projections. When you want to join a platform, one of the questions I ask myself is, what is their projections? What do they want to do in the next few years? You see, this is the roadmap. This is the blueprint. This is the guideline to show you that the platform, the creators are working on something that is for many years. It is not just about a platform for 1 year or 2 years, it's for so many years to come. And currently on the roadmap, this is where we are right now on the classic. And we're going to the NFTs coming soon. And right now, you can see the news here on Royalty NFT that was announced much a week ago or so. All right, so what I wanted to talk about is the classic, which is what we're into right now, the classic program. And just in case you are not aware or you didn't hear me say it on the last Zoom, we have about less than 10 days to the end of the classic 50% package. So if you're not a part of what we're doing, you will be a part of it much later, but with 100% package. That is your original price. The original price of opening up the slots. Let me just show it to us on the slide. Okay, so you can see it for yourself. For those of us who are not yet aware that the price on the classic program is not for long, it is temporary. And all this information has been pre-written on the smart contract before it was deployed to the blockchain. So keep this in mind that this is not for long. This is just for a very, very short time. And the sooner you take advantage of this project, the much better for you and I. The much better for you and I. So for those of us who are aware of this already, let me just share my screen so you can see it. Please, let's stay muted. Just stay muted, please. Okay, let me just stop share. Okay, so I'll share this. So this is the start price, which is where we are on right now. The start price is where we are on at the moment. Okay, where activation of slots is done with 50% of the original price. So this is the standard price. Okay, sorry about my drawing. This is the standard price, and this is the pre-start price. So the platform has launched, and currently we are on the pre-start price. Okay, and for our team, we start with the first 3 slots. And also, when the main launch takes place, also, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going higher than that. We're still maintaining the first 3 slots. So if you are not yet part of the system, you need to do it and do it fast. Okay, and also use this opportunity to help people. That we have limited time, because by the time it becomes the main launch, prices are going to be updated on the website to the standard price. Okay, so that's just it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show us about the So the classic program has these 2 matrix system, marketing classic, that's the S3 and the S6. So I've done a little deep teaching about these 2 schemes. So I will just pause a little bit for those of us who has questions about any of these 2 schemes. Feel free to ask. Maybe you've been going through it on your own and there's a place you don't understand. Or maybe look at the levels, level 1 to level 12, and you don't still get how income are going to be coming in. I will just give us a few time to ask the questions before we call it a day for the Zoom today. So let's go ahead. Feel free. Please go ahead if you have a question. I need to be able to be sure that we all understand how this works. So people, be free to speak up, okay, so that we all have a general understanding. Okay, I'm waiting for us. Don't be shy. Your question is nothing but a process of learning. Okay, that's just it. Nobody's going to penalize you for asking any question here. So feel free, please. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Jen K. I had a friend who wants to join Metaforce, but he said he doesn't know how it works, even though we've explained several times. He said he can't join a business whereby he doesn't know how it works and how it's going to end from it.
Okay.
So he asked me this question, that at what level and how many people is it going to bring for him to end the Metaforce?
Okay.
So I told him that get back to him.
First of
Thank
all,
you.
this person, as he listens to our previous Zooms,
No, sir. No, I'm not sure.
okay, is the person on this call?
No, sir. I said it's kind of busy, it's occupied.
Okay. All right. So I'll retrieve that again for those of us who have not gotten it yet. You know, a lot of people have been in different platforms and they think it's the same on all platforms. Okay, even though it's the same on some teams, on Metaverse, I want to make you understand that on our team, it doesn't matter the levels. Okay, you don't have to get a certain level to start making money. The main thing is for you to earn. That's when you can start cashing out. Cashing out is not immediately. All we need to do is follow the system, follow the strategy. And the platform, one thing I like about the platform is that it is automated. It is automated. So there are any, when you come into the platform, the beauty of our team is that you're coming with a one-time payment. And then you are opening up the first 3 slots, level 1 to level 3. Okay, and then you're getting 3 people to do exactly what you did. And then they are also replicating or duplicating that same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, just one-time payment. All the money you're going to make and all the money you would need to open the higher slots going forward are going to come from your team, your network. So I've explained it on Zoom before that you earn as your people comes in. So let me just do a little illustration again. All right, are we together? Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now, I did say that we're working with 3 people. And I have also explained about the S3 and the S6 schemes. I say S3 is where you get to earn from your direct partners. I'm talking about this S3. This is S3, you earn from your direct partners. Why on the S6, you earn from the collective teamwork. In other words, you earn not only from your direct partner, you can also earn from your downlines downline. You can earn from your fellow downlines downline. So when I mean fellow downline, in other words, if I bring Jane, Moses, and Samson, okay, Jane can earn from Moses downline too. That's what I'm talking about, fellow downline, fellow downline. In other words, the downline of which all of you have the same upline. You can also earn, so that's the power of the S6. You can also earn from your own downline's downline. The S6 is amazing. But let me go in there to explain a little bit. So now, just to answer that question that we were asked, okay? So please listen attentively right now. Now, we know on the S6 that you don't earn from the first line. Is that correct? Please, I need an answer. We know from the S6 that we don't earn from the first line. In other words, this line doesn't go to you, it goes to your upline. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, we also know from our knowledge that on the S6, you only earn from the second line, and out of the second line, you earn 300% from it. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
So now, let's examine what happens when people come in with the first 3 slots, and there are 3 partners. Now, I'm not talking about your downlines bringing anybody yet. Let's say I bring in my first 3 people and I've not brought, my downlines have not brought anyone at all. Let's examine what happens. I've actually explained it on Zoom several times, but just listen attentively now. So when I bring in my first person occupies this slot in level 1 and this slot on level 2, okay? And then this slots on level 3. So I know that the income of level 1 and level 2 went to my upline since it's on the first line. Now, from our knowledge of the auto upgrade, your highest slots, when you open that slot and people take place on that slot, you don't earn immediately there. Do you understand? Because this 2 is adding up together to open the next higher slot for you. Am I making sense? So that means that from my first downline on level 1, level 2, and level 3, I don't get anything. Is that agreed? Please hit me if you don't understand. Now, when I bring in my second partner, the same thing happens. On level 1, my second partner takes place here. And then on level 2, my second partner takes place here. And also on level 3, my second partner takes the next spot. So what happens on level 3, since level 3 is my highest level, is that the system takes those 2 payments, it collects those 2 payments and opens the next higher slot for me. Again, I don't get anything from my second downline. But the benefit is that the income of my first and second downline on the level 3 has opened up level 4 for me automatically. Am I making sense? Now, when I get to bring in my third person, since I'm supposed to end on the second line, now I told you before that the third person will occupy this slot here, meaning that that income will go to my wallet. And then that third person opens the second slot, he occupies here, so it goes to also my wallet. And then when the third person opens the third slot, it occupies this slot too. And you know what happens on the last slot of the S6, of the S3 scheme? It goes to the upline to do what we call reactivation, auto reactivation. So ladies and gentlemen, for what I've explained so far, that means that for my 3 downlines, I make only how much? For the pre-launch. The pre-launch level 1 is what? $5. Level 2 is what? $10. Level 3 is what? $20, right? So it means that on the pre-launch, if I bring my third person, I'm only going to earn from level 1 and level 2 for my 3 people. This is the basic knowledge. So that's $15 I will earn for my 3. If I bring my 3 people now, I make $15. That's the basic knowledge. And that $15, you can cash it out. Why? Because the 4th slot has already been opened for you. So what needs to happen now is that my 3 people needs to also bring their own 3 people so that they can also meet me in the 4th slot. Now, mind you, as my 3 people are also bringing their 3 people, this slot here, this particular 2 slots here will also get filled. These 2 slots here will also get filled. This income of these 2, I can also cash it out. Am I making sense? The main thing is for everybody to come in with 3 partners. The system is automated and the system will do the placement. And the system will also do the upgrading. It is automatic. So this is what I'm saying, that as long as you join with the first 3 slots and 3 partners, all you have to do is make sure that your team is growing. All the money you are going to earn and all the money you are going to be using to move to the next higher slot will come from your structure of 3 partners. That's it. And if your 3 partners are following you
and your downlines are following your three partners, okay? Like the downlines of your three partners are following them. By the time they also take place on the fourth slot, it is also going to open level 5 for you automatically. When these two payments here are collected here, since the level 4 is your highest slot, it's going to open the next highest slot for you. So on the level 4, you're only going to earn on this one only 100%. You know that on the S6 you earn 300%. But because this particular scheme, let me take this all out. Since this level 4, this particular scheme is an S6 scheme, you're only going to earn 100% on the first cycle. These two here will be taken to open the next higher slot for you. The reason why you're not going to make anything on the level 3 is because level 3 has only 3 spots, and you need to collect these two payments to open level 4, and that is the first cycle. Mind you, auto upgrade only applies to your highest slot, and it is only the first cycle that you pay for your next highest slot. If level 4 is my highest slot, I'm only going to gain 100% from here, while these two opens level 5 for me. Are you getting it? On the first cycle, by the time it opens level 5 becomes my next highest slot, meaning that on the second cycle of level 4, I am going to make all 300%. All 300%, while I'm still going to be earning from level 3 too. I'm also going to be earning from level 2 as well. I'm also going to be earning from level 1 as well. So even though you are upgrading to higher levels, you are still going to be earning from the previous levels. Even though you are on level 12, for example, which is amazing, you're still going to be earning from level 11, level 10, all the way down to level 1. I did explain on our last Zoom that there are 2 ways we earn on the Kinging team. As long as your 3 partners are complete, we earn from 2 ways: upgrades and cycles. Upgrades and cycles. So when your downline upgrades to your level, you earn. That is if you're supposed to receive payment. If your downline upgrades to an S6 slot and it takes any of the spots on the first line, you don't earn from it. But if it's on the second line, the money goes to your wallet. So upgrade is what we're going to use to earn. And also cycles. So somebody asked also, what if I get to the 12 slots? There's no more upgrading. Ladies and gentlemen, as long as the platform exists, as long as the blockchain exists, cycles will never cease to come in. As long as the team is growing, cycles will never cease to come in. There will always be cycles. And you know that cycles, the income of cycles goes to the next higher upline. That's the way it works, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way it works. JK, sorry if I took too long. Did I answer your question? So you understand where earnings come in. So from your first 3 downlines, you make $15. That's for the pre-launch. When the main launch takes place, from your first 3 downlines, you make $30, and that is the minimum you're going to make. Because as your 3 downlines start bringing their own people, they are also going to be upgrading to your higher slots too, while you also earn for as cycles from the previous slots. Am I making sense? All right. So, did I answer your question?
Yes, boss.
Yeah. Okay. Any other question? So this is very, very calculated. This is very, very calculated. We know where earnings come from. Okay, we're not in an isolated team where we don't know what's happening. And guess what? See, are you aware? The reason why you have to build deep, listen, power. The reason why you have to build deep is because if you build wide, are you aware that you are only feeding yourself and your upline? But imagine if your upline is part of the Kinging team. Imagine that. If you are working, building deep, We're all working together. We're all making money from ourselves in the team. And that's the reason why I love what Lado did for us. He made, look at this, ladies and gentlemen, he made the S6 slots more than the S3 slots. Look at it very well. And the S6 is where you're going to earn from the collective teamwork. This is amazing. This is amazing. We have more of S6 than S3. So it means that if we're all building deep with 3 partners together, we're all going to be seeing results from ourselves on the same team. That is what this matrix is showing to us. An availability of earning from active participation and from the teamwork. Active participation is from slots like level 3, level 6, okay? You can see here level 6 or what? Level 9 or level 12. You earn from your direct partners on those schemes. But from level 1, level 2, level 4, level 5, level 7, level 8, level 10, and level 11, ladies and gentlemen, we're all earning from the teamwork. Think about it. Isn't that amazing? So as long as we're building deep, we're all supporting each other. We're all helping each other. That's it. So when we say that when you want to use this to help people, this is what we're talking about. Questions, please. Did I answer your question? Did I answer everybody's question? All right. So because of time, we'll have to stop here right now. So I just wanted to know if there's anyone that has one more last question, or you have a comment or a contribution to pass across to everyone. Please feel free. So another thing is we will be posting again the marketing material for everyone to go through on the Telegram chats. So take your time, go through the website, study about the platform, look at how amazing the website is, and think about what you can do with a project like this. Don't think about yourself. Think about helping people, because the law of nature can never forget you. Okay, because if you think about yourself and yourself alone, the results will come, but it will be limited. It will not be continuous. But we want a team that results can be continuous for many years. And the only way to do that is to make our house, to make our building sink on the ground with solid foundation. Listen, when you build wide, you build your house on the sand, on the base foundation. But when you build deep, you go deep into the ground, and you know what happens to the house that builds it. You know what happens to the house that is built on the sand, and you know what happens to the house that is built on solid foundation. By the time the winds come and beat on such house, you know what happens to two of them. One of them will stand, one of them will not stand. So you choose the kind of house you're going to be in, and understand the mindset that is about helping people. This is a world. See, we can't just keep depending on the government anymore. We have to come in a cooperative world. Come to a cooperative world where we can help one another, help each other. And Metaforce is a platform that you can use, not just to help people in your region, to people even beyond your region. Because it's cryptocurrency. You can reach anybody in the world with a platform like this and change the person's lives. And that's the reason for what we're doing. Helping people, supporting one another. So I will also remind us once again that the pre-launch is in less than 2 weeks, less than 10 days. Though an official message has not come from the creator of the platform yet about the day it's going to end. But what I'm aware of is that by the time the SFC token is available for use, the pre-launch will end. By the time the SFC token, for those of us who are registered members, you understand what SFC token means. You are going to be using it for the royalty NFT that's about to start very soon. So keep in mind, we have less time. Whatever you can do, don't think about yourself. Think about helping people with this project. That's what we do. And we'll always be available to help anyone who needs our assistance. All right, everyone, thank you for your time. If you're listening to this video on YouTube, click on the description, join our Telegram chat, and send us a message. I want to be a part of the Kinging team. And this is a family, a place to belong where we help ourselves, where we care for ourselves. We're not just looking out for just one person, but for the collective team growth. And that's what's going to make our team outstanding. And I say this and I say this again always, that people are going to come to hear about us very soon. Just like you know that the force is with us. And just before we go, can you still see my screen?
Yes.
See my screen? Okay, I just wanted to go to YouTube just to show us. For those of us who have not seen the teaser of the metaverse, it's actually available on the YouTube channel right now. That's metaverse video. So it's going to be super, super amazing. So think about this project. And then just in case you're looking for our channel, you can go to YouTube and search for Force Kinging Team. All right, search for Force Kinging Team, and then you see our channel here. We have a lot of resources and materials to help you grow and your team, wherever you're watching us from. So take advantage of it. Thank you, everyone. And I love you all. And just like you know, that the force is with us and we are with you. Force.